Hey guys, Carbon Horse Race Day. Let's take a look at the post position winners and losers from last night's post draw for the 2024 Kentucky Derby. And let's get right on into it. And I think if there's one post position draw that could have been a winner and a loser, it's got to be number 17 with Fierceness. And I think when drew that post position, everybody probably had a collective like, ooh, on TV, because that was, post 17 is 0 for 44 in the Kentucky Derby. And the way Fierceness has a good race, bad race, like, why wouldn't he just draw number 17 and kind of cap off the way things have been? But at the same time, from a tactical advantage, I don't think number 17 is bad. I wish it could have been 16 or 18, anything other than 17. But I think 17 is, it's going to allow him to sit outside the speed. Is you kind of look like posts like 8 through, 12. There's a lot of speed drawn in there. And, Fierce going to sit to the outside of that. And if, some of that speed doesn't take off, Fierceness can go and set the pace. Or, Fierceness, if they wind up going, as they're going to try to get good position. If Fierceness chooses to sit off that and run more of the Breeders' Cup style race. So I do like for giving options. And the way I kind of look at post position draws, I kind of look at pox. I look at, what's going, like, let's say like 1 through 5, kind of 6 through 10. I want to see where the pockets of speed and who's going to be, where. And I think Dornoch drew a bad post position. I didn't really like him going into this race. And after seeing the post position, I really don't like him. And he's going to have Mystic Dan that's going to, try to end up getting some position. And, I imagine Catalytic, he was kind of forwardly placed in the Florida Derby. He got all this pocket of speed, with just a touch. And Sino, TO Password display speed in Japan, Track Phantom. So I see all that speed trying to, cut over. And actually, Dornoch getting slammed on the inside, kind of, easy. But at the end of the day, to be honest, with these post positions, you don't know like what's going to happen. I've seen like looking at lead draw the one and end up getting second in 2017 Kentucky Derby, and even with like 17 and recent memory, I can't remember a horse that drew the 17 that I was like, he's a favorite. I would say probably Irish Warcroft. Recent memory is probably the best horse I think that drew number 17. Of course, Dermot Sotogake drew it last year, but I would say out of recent memory, Fierce is probably the best horse to draw number 17. And also another post position I like would have to be the number 11, Forever Young. And, all the speed, I see Forever Young kind of sitting that mid-pack trip. But, Track Phantom, I think, is going to, try to get position. Same with T.O. Password, Encino, just a touch. They're going to try to get position. They just leave a nice little pocket for Forever Young to, be able to sit in there and kind of get to pick his trip a little bit. And, based on his run style, I think he's going to get first run on some of the closers. So I kind of like where he drew. I like what's around him. Uh, I would say Society Man, drawing 20. I've heard people talk about far outside posts. I mean, look at Country House back in 2019. He got second, ended up getting a win from, post 20. So, like I said, I don't think at the end of the day, post position really, I think a good horse can overcome a bad post position, but I don't think a bad horse can overcome a good post position, if that makes sense. And, that's got a horse like Stronghold. I thought drew good to the outside, and I think he's going to get a chance to, kind of sit on the outside of that speed and make a run. I do like that. Same for Resilience. And, a lot of people are thinking that, the post or the race is going to be a blazing fast pace. I do think it's going to be solid, and I think the opening quarter is going to be its usual 22 and change. You got a lot of horses that want to get their tactical position. But then you start looking at the, run styles of these other horses. And, like, Mystic Dan, he's never really been flat on the lead. Like, he's been forwardly placed, but not on the lead. So once he gets to position, I don't see him trying to, go. If I could see Dornoch, if there's one horse that's going to keep going, I think it's going to be Dornoch, given, the post position, given what he's got to do. And if you kind of read between the lines of Bluegrass, I think Danny Gargan's going to put the speed back. So I think if one horse is going to probably have the best chance of sitting on the lead, it's going to be Dornoch. And then I think Encino, he kind of sat on the lead in Lexington. Certainly one I think that could. T.O. Passport, if he's fast enough over here, he'll set on the lead. But you got like just a touch that's going to sit, a couple lengths back. Track Phantom, even though he's got blinkers, I think Asmussen might try to give him the rate a little bit. I think that's his best chance to get the win. I kind of feel like Track Phantom's not going to be on the lead. And then, Fierceness, I think Fierceness will wind up sitting, a length or two off the pace, kind of run that Breeders' Cup trip. And, that's my thoughts on the post position. And, I hope y'all like the video. And thanks for watching, guys. Plenty more to come.